like, share, subscribe. HCB2 World.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So listen, I know you guys have been waiting on this one, and I'm sorry that it's late, but I can only get these done late at night, so that's why if you ever look, my videos come out late as shit. But you know, there's always a lot of distractions going on, so I want to make sure I can do these things without having to redo them 50 times. So I'm sorry, but you knew this day was coming. It's here and it sucks. You know, this is the last episode of maybe this season, maybe ever. At this point, I don't know. I couldn't find any concrete evidence suggesting that, or actually saying that there'd be a season 2. But I found a lot of things suggesting that there'd be a season 2, but who knows? So I'm just gonna assume like this is the end. And man, what a freaking way to go out, man. I mean, this by far was my favorite episode of the entire series, and it had everything you could want, including Benyo and Rokuro dropping that sweet daisuke. I waited for it all season. I told you the relationship wasn't real to me unless they actually said it, and it happened. You know, it actually happened, so I loved it. Other than that, I'm not going to waste any more time on this intro, so let's get to this thing. Now, to start things off, you know, we kind of got to see the desperation between Rokuro and Benyo, and it did not look good. I mean, obviously they're trying to stop the nectar from falling and basically covering the world and making the kind of world that Abe no Seimei wants, and they're giving it their all. So much so, in fact, that they're not even using spell power anymore. At this point, they're actually using their life force to try to stop this thing from happening, and it is not looking good. I always said, you know, throughout the whole thing, that Abe no Seimei just looks unfreaking beatable. He was unbeatable. It was proven this episode, but still, man, I didn't think he was this type of asshole. As these guys are trying to stop this thing, he finally is like, he's done watching them struggle. He kind of taunts them a little bit, saying, hey, you realize you're using your life force now, right? Like, what are you even doing? You can't stop this thing, just stop it. So he finally puts an end to him and puts him to sleep. As he puts him to sleep, it actually looks like this is the end, you know? As they're falling down and they're landing on the ground and looking at each other, they're kind of like, hey, you know, we really did give it all we had. We did the best that we could, and so far, honestly, you know, this is all that we can do. With them sleep, things look really bleak, and Abe no Seimei tries to complete the process. But as he tries to do it, he realizes that the nectar isn't falling like it's supposed to. And lo and behold, out of nowhere, I couldn't have called this myself, we get the return of Sai. It turns out that Sai is actually holding this back, and she kind of gives Benyo and Rokuro a pep talk. She says, Mama, Papa, you guys aren't the type that'll just give up, are you? So as they hear that, you know, I'm all in the feels, alright? I loved when Sai was around, whether it's filler character or not. I loved having Sai around, and it was kind of awesome, you know. So to see her to return on the last episode, I love that. Now she's giving them this pep talk. You kind of see that everybody that Rokuro and Benyo connected to, they kind of make an appearance too. You got the 12 Guardians, you got people around the town, you even got other exorcists, you know. They're giving them pep talks, basically saying, hey, you can do it. Don't give up. Don't throw in the towel yet. Don't let them win. You guys can stop this. You can do it. And it gives them everything they need. So now, after they're getting this pep talk, Benyo and Rokuro wake back up with a new power. Now, we know they're known for using resonance between the two of them, but this time they use a new power by using resonance with the Ame no Mishahara itself. Obviously, the tree contains all the spell power from basically almost everybody in the world, you know. All the spell power that Rokuro collected as the Cataclysm King is in this tree. So they finally had the idea and were motivated to kind of do the resonance with the tree, and it's giving them more spell power than they could ever have a need for. With all of this power, they're finally able to put a stop to the not only do they stop the nectar from falling, but they actually use the tree's power to redisperse all the energy that was stolen to the people it actually belongs to. As this is happening, even Abe no Seimei himself is in shock, you know. He's in awe of this. He's like, this is amazing, this is incredible, like, it's more than he ever could imagine. So, you know you gotta be doing something right when the guy that you're trying to stop is even like, yo, this is some badass shit. So as everyone gets their spell power back, you know, they all wake up and they all look up at the sky, and I mean, it is a beautiful sight. It's got amazing colors, it's got amazing light, and it's just really something to behold. So finally, through all their hard work and through their connections with everyone, they're able to put a stop to Abe no Seimei's plans. Now, the fact that they are able to stop his plans but not stop him just goes to show you how strong this dude actually was. Because there was no way that they could beat him. No matter what they did, they weren't going to beat him. Even if they managed to stop his plans, you know, they couldn't actually stop him. And he did everything to taunt them. He even went so far as to tell them that, you know, all their negative emotions that they had the whole time that they were fighting all this Kegare and Basara and stuff, it was just creating more Kegare and Basara. So he was basically telling them that everything they did was basically for naught, and they were just recreating all the Basara and all the Kegare they killed. But none of that mattered. They did what they had to do. They used resonance with the Abe no Mishai himself, and they put a stop to his plans. Now, with Abe no Senmei's plan stopped, you know, we finally get that Benio and Rokuo moment we wanted, you know. They finally confessed to each other what they were fighting for, and Rokuo goes and he steps up like a man and he tells Benio first. He says, hey, honestly, I was fighting with the thought of wanting to have kids and grandkids with you, and basically wanting to spend the rest of my life with you. The thought of having that gave me the motivation I needed to fight. And Benio says the same thing. She says that her want to be with Rokuo and grow old and have that life with him gave her everything she needed to fight. And it was a beautiful moment. But not only did it not stop there, Rokuo stepped up and told Benio that he loved her. He finally dropped that Daisuke. He looked her in the eye and he said, Benio, I love you. To which Benio, of course, replied, I love you too. So as they're looking in each other's eyes, exchanging these I love yous, it looks like they're getting ready to kiss, but they actually get stopped by Abe no Senmei, who's basically like, can you guys wait till I'm not here, or can you wait till you're alone to kind of do this kiss? And they get embarrassed a little bit, and it's a funny moment. As that happens, Abe no Senmei goes on to tell him that maybe he went about things the wrong way, or maybe, you know, his plan was never supposed to succeed to begin with, you know. Maybe everything that's happening is proof that he didn't do things the right way and that he probably jumped the gun a little bit. So what he does then, he says he's actually going to go back to sleep for another 1,000 years with hopes that humanity can change things around by the next time he wakes up. And what Benio and Rokuo tell him is that they're going to accept everything, the good and the bad. And even though it seems like there's so much yin energy in the world, what they're going to do to combat that is work even harder to create more yang energy, kind of giving balance between the two. So I thought that was really cool. Even though they couldn't beat him, you know, they were kind of able to change his mind a little bit and put his ass back to sleep for another 1,000 years. So that was awesome. With the fight squared away, we get a scene where, I'm sorry I can't remember her name, you know, don't crucify me for it, but basically Benio's old lady, I'm guessing her grandma, she's basically combing her hair and she's saying, hey, your mom and I wish your mom and dad could be here to see this and see how beautiful you look. And Benio was like, yo, I'm not even, nothing's happening, I'm just giving a speech, you know, you don't gotta be so dramatic. So it turns out that this speech is actually for Ryogo's wedding. Last episode, I didn't know who was getting married. I knew someone was getting married, but my man Tito, you called it out. You said it was Ryogo's wedding, and I got proof for you, so here's your proof. So Tito called it out, and he was right, so shout out to you. He called it, he said it was Ryogo's wedding. And at this wedding, Benio and Rokuo have to give a speech. They're nervous, obviously, so they're kind of awkward for a moment, but they kind of get the speech going. They basically tell them to not give up, give it everything you got, and fight. So after they says it, it's a little awkward, but finally everyone agrees with them and claps, and, you know, that's the end of that. So the next scene we get a scene between Rokuo and Benio, and they're standing on the ledge as the sun is going down, and Rokuo hands Benio a gift. He says, hey, I got this for you, and my plan was to give it to you after my fight with Yuto, but that opportunity never really presented itself, so I'm giving it to you now. So as he hands her the box, she opens it, and it's revealed to be a new hair ornament. If you know anything about Benio and hair ornaments throughout this season, you know that they really have significance. The first hair ornament being the one that she got from Yuto, you know, even though she hated him, even though she hated everything he did, she still held on to that because it had meaning to her, because it was from her brother, you know. So the second one she got was from Rokuo, which he got for her at the festival, and when she put it in, Rokuo even commented that it was the first time he actually seen Benio give a genuine smile, and he loved the way her smile looked. So at that moment, that was the start of the bond between those two, so, you know, that's why it has significance then. With this new set of hair ornaments she got, it's her and Rokuro's starting their lives together, actually accepting each other's feelings, exchanging feelings, and really just looking to move forward. So Rokuro gets another smile from Benio, and she says she's truly, truly happy. She's never been this happy before, and it was a beautiful moment. So as she puts him in her hair, we get a kiss. Between the two of them as the sun goes down, and it's a beautiful thing. After that happens, the credits kind of roll, and we see everyone kind of getting back to their normal lives. And you know, it's beautiful. You get a shot where Sagan's asking his daughter if there's anyone that she's interested in, where she says no, but obviously we know she likes old boy from the 12 Guardians. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then you get another scene where Tsuchimikado is being asked how much of this did he actually plan out, or did he actually know was happening. And he said honestly he was wrong all the way, but things turned out way better than he ever could have thought they would. And I thought that was really cool. All in all, this was a great anime, fillers or not. I enjoyed it. I loved every minute of it. And just keeping it real with you guys, because I always do. I'm actually kind of sad that it's ending, you know. Not only did I enjoy reviewing it, but I enjoyed watching it. And more than that, I enjoyed talking to you guys about it in the comment section. You know, that was a lot of fun. Kind of bouncing things off you guys, hearing what you guys have to say, and just really chatting it up. I'm going to miss that a lot, so hopefully you guys come back and check out some other stuff. In terms of my recommendations for what you should check out now, absolutely check out My Hero Academia. I love it. It's amazing. And if you're a Naruto fan, you will definitely love it. It's one of my favorites, and I think it's going to be pretty big. It's not as big as it should be right now, but it's going to be big. Mark my words. I'm telling you, get on board now. The full first season can be found on either Hulu or Crunchyroll. So if you have any of those, make sure you check it out, because season 2 actually starts this weekend on April 1st. So make sure you check season 1 out. You won't regret it. And even if you can't find it on those two because you don't have it, I'm sure you can find it on the internet. But check it out. Season 2 is getting ready to start. You'll be caught up, and I'm actually going to be reviewing season 2. I'm already deep into the manga. I love it. It's wonderful, and I think you guys will too. Other than that, I definitely want to thank you guys for stopping with me and, you know, just checking out my reviews on this series, because it's one that I loved. I thought it was beautifully written, even though it technically was filler stuff. I thought the storyline was great. I thought the animation was great, and it really gave you a lot of feels. You know, gave you a lot of feels. So I'm going to miss it. In terms of a season 2, I couldn't find anything concrete. I looked, I searched, I scoured the internet. There's a lot of stuff that hints to a season 2, but nothing that says, hey, there's actually going to be a season 2 and this is when it starts. If that information ever does come around, I will definitely get a video up about it and let you guys know, alright? Other than that, that's going to do it for your boy. As always, I appreciate you guys stopping in. You know who I am. I'm Heroes Come Back to do great, be great. I will definitely catch you guys in the next video, alright? Peace!